What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Trooper Transmission. And today we got my man from Delta Squad, CT 2027, Matthew Murphy. Matthew, thanks for coming on, man. And I should call you Crosshair because you're a splitting image of the sniper that we all love. And so, man, thanks for taking the time to share your story, your experience, and your journey so that other troopers can be inspired. And so we'll start this where we start them all. What inspired you to join Fit Nerd Academy and make a change for you, your health, your fitness, and nerding out with us?
Well, I had been in the military for about 5 years at that point, and after being in a more of a stagnant position for a few years, I started to realize I'm just tired and feel sluggish all the time, and not actually as fit as I pretend I am. And I just started looking for different different ideas because I'd been the skinny kid forever, and trying to find a way to motivate myself to get a little more healthy because it's never seemed to work out before. So looking through, uh, scouring the internet for different different workouts, anything that I can do to get a little more interested in keeping it going.
Yeah. And so what did you find? I'm sure there was a ton of things on the internet that we'd have seen, crazy things, things that made sense. What was kind of your experience going through and doing that research?
Yeah, a lot of different ideas, very overwhelming. Like different people coming out like it's all about this, it's all about that. This you need to just cut this from your diet, or you need to do this all the time, and a lot of uh, a lot of extremes that kind of don't really don't really pull at my interest too much.
Yeah. And so did you come across the YouTube channel? Did you see stuff on Instagram? What drew your eye to the stuff we were doing?
It was definitely Instagram because at the same time that I was starting to think about this, me and my wife had been starting to think about cosplay, kind of getting into that a little bit after watching a lot of different Star Wars media and knowing like there's people out there that go to cons and stuff. So I was looking looking through things that put like my algorithm, I guess, was this guy's into fitness and he's into Star Wars. And then there it was, I'm like, this guy's working out in a helmet, and that sounds like I might need to take a look at that.
Yeah, and so you saw kind of your two worlds collide where someone's dressing up as a character and there's the fitness element. And so we obviously had a conversation as to what your goals were, and ultimately you joined. Were there any concerns you had before starting or as you were starting and before you were able to really start to see results?
To be honest, I definitely, just because of all the times that I've tried to get into it in the past, I thought the more we talked, I was like, this is really legit. And if I, I'm just a little concerned, honestly, that I might not be able to commit fully, might kind of like fall along the wayside like it has in the past.
Yeah. And when you say not be able to commit, just not be able to stick with something that was super extreme, had you tried really extreme things in the past?
Yeah, I think that was probably my issue in the past. More often, I said I should be able to do this, and then it turns out to be a little more extreme and a little uh, like too too high to the right, too fast.
Yeah. And
Um,
so as you started to get enrolled and started to follow the processes and systems and everything that we do, what did you come to realize? Like, did it initially seem too extreme, or was it very approachable right away? What was your initial impression?
it was really approachable right away. I think the way that you guys assess each one of us individually and build it according to our goals and according to our strengths and stuff that we have on hand, and it was really well tailored to getting started.
Cool. And so for you, adding some muscle and making the aesthetic change was a really big component for you. When did you realize, oh, this is actually starting to work? And what were the little tweaks that you made with your coach and obviously you were doing the work and taking the action, what were the little things that had the biggest ROI for you?
I think it was a couple of months in. I just started to like taking the progress pictures every week, and one of the things that I was starting to become aware of when I got started, or right before I got started, was getting a little bit of a beer belly and thicker midriff, and get out of the shower and be like, ugh, what is this? I'm supposed to be skinny. And then with the progress pics, seeing that midriff kind of get slimmer and slimmer each time, especially going back, look at the first pick and then look at a pick 2 months in, and I was like, wow, this is actually working. Having the different conversations with my coach Marcos, just questions that I had every time I had tried to do this before, and think I don't really know. Like at this point, I don't know what the next step is or how to make sure I'm getting better, and then I could just after any workout say, oh, I was having this problem. Just type it in the chat, and Marcos would get to me same day and give me tips on how to see results quicker, how to be able to increase weight faster, and it's been way more effective than I expected.
Yeah. And I think one of the things you've done a really good job of is leaning into asking questions, taking those responses, then implementing it. And you've also been a pillar in Delta Squad, which has been probably the strongest squad, both in lore and in real life. What have been your what I guess maybe a better question is what have been some of the things in the community that you've found really helpful so that you can either stay consistent, stay motivated, or you share a lot of Ghost Recon Wildland stuff, photos of you at COS or at Comic Cons. Like, what are some of the things that you found helpful there?
I think the community itself, just knowing that there's a lot of like-minded people, knowing that we're all doing the same challenges, putting the same videos up, uh, able to cheer each other on in real time. Uh, we know we're watching the same TV shows, discussing our thoughts about what happened in the last episode, and taking on our nicknames and talking to each other like squad mates talk to each other. It's made it a lot more fun than I would have ever expected a workout lifestyle to be.
Yeah. What's been some of your favorite challenges? Because you've been in from when we initially started school. Just curious which ones you really enjoyed.
Uh, I think because of the connection to the Star Wars universe, the Bad Batch mountain climbers were definitely a big one for me, and the unlimited powder has been. I mean, that was just. Uh, I mean, automatic for me. I was doing unlimited powder every day, and I'm like, this is a challenge now. Easy day. Here we go.
Easy. Check. No issues. It's funny, didn't realize how big of a connection climbing Mount Tantus was till we saw the finale when Zillow Beast scales Mount Tantus. So we should have done a Zillow Beast challenge mixed in there some way. With to kind of wrap this up for you, looking back maybe a year ago, or if you had a younger sibling, or even just talking to a younger version of yourself, what would you say three keys to success are in fitness, like in general? It doesn't have to be super tactical. It totally can be, but what would you say your three keys to success are?
I would say definitely talk to someone that you know, have someone that you can learn from, someone you know that is experienced in it. Um, show up. Seems like kind of a given, but sometimes uh, for me, a lot of the time, I would think that sounds like fun, but then I would just for what one reason or another just back out. So just don't don't back out. Show up. Uh, and I guess it kind of is the same as show up, but like
Mm,
you can keep you can keep going and you can do it. Like I would psych myself out and think, uh, just have realistic goals. I guess
yeah.
that's kind of
It kind of sounds like
simple.
belief, right? Like that third
Yeah.
one, just like believing that it's possible.
Mhm.
Was was it for you that you maybe didn't believe change was possible because you'd had so many times where you did kind of start and stop. And what do you think it was that kind of made you actually show up and commit?
I think finding finding Fit Nerd Academy. Honestly, the face to face, the real connection. Just having I'm trying to say having having someone who can help you on such a personal individual level.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense because it's easy to like lean in. And then if someone else doesn't lean in with you, you're like, what am I leaning in for? Right. But to see so many other people leaning in, it's almost in a way I've noticed that's just how we do things, right? It's like if everyone washes their shoes the same way or hangs their hat the same way, it's like, oh, like I'll lean in and do that as well. And so it's cool that you've been able to do that. I'm super happy for you because you're just starting your journey and you've already seen even just physically, like the photos are incredible. And so just want to say, man, loved having you in, love seeing your cosplay, and it's uncanny the connection you have to Crosshair. And so it's cool to see you get fit for the Republic. And yeah, any final words on your side?
If you're thinking about it, if you've seen the ads, if you've seen this guy working out with a helmet on, it works. It's the real deal. It's gotten me results better than I've ever seen in faster than I've ever seen. So if you're thinking about it, do it.
Right on. Appreciate it. Well, Matthew, thank you for the time, and we will eagerly watch your journey in the academy and beyond. So thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.